because I'm also going to bring in another one. When you look at some of these regions, obviously the biggest issue with the point system and the RPI, I would say probably 8 out of 10 of the issues that would come up, it involves around 1 through 4A. 5 through 8A, at least you control your destiny. You win district, you're in the playoffs regardless. So there is that. Right. But where there's no districts, which I will also point out, the coaches that are in those in those committees, they push for no districts. So this was what they asked for.
And I can agree with that as well. Like I said, it's harder because it's regional, but I believe at least the team with probably the best record in the whole region should be at least number one. Everybody else is decided based off the scheduling.
Okay.
So I can kind of go with that a little bit.
Also, when we look at the regions, I'll go to specifically to 1A. I looked at the regions, all 4 of them, earlier in this year. The number of teams in the regions ranged from 9 to 12 teams. You have 6 teams in the playoffs, so you have between 66 and 50% of your teams in each region guaranteed a playoff spot.
They got a lot more smaller schools this year, I believe.
So I don't think there is a way to prevent teams with losing records from getting in the playoffs just because the regions are too small. Like, that's the issue. I don't know why you have a region of 9 teams. If there's no districts, they could easily take Region 1, Region 2, consolidate, Region 3, Region 4, consolidate, play with 2 regions instead of 4. Hell, if you want to do that, you can make it 8 teams out of 16.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, it kind of makes sense, too, because regional, there should be at least a good amount, at least, I would say, 7 to 8 teams, maybe more, because it's regional and it's a lot bigger deal. But I know some schools that used to be in 3A dropped to 1A. I mean, Newberry used to be in 3A. They
Baldwin?
dropped to 1A.
Wait, no, Baldwin's still in 3A.
Yeah, Baldwin's still in 3A.
Fort White.
But there's a few. Yeah, Fort White, they dropped. So it's still... I think they're just about right. It's just debating on who should really make it at the end.
Yeah, I can understand that. I still stand by the issue, like when it comes to 1A, that the biggest issue with that class, if they want to keep the numbers at 600 minimum, they need to make those, either find a way to make those regions like bigger. Probably the most simple solution would be just make it 2 regions instead of 4. There's really no reason to have 4 regions.
I mean, that's what they go with pretty much all their regions and all 4 classes, and even in the upper ones. But like I said, it is what it is. I feel like it's right when it comes to regions. It just depends on. I believe it's all about record from here on out, and just who has the better RPI, that could possibly still make it.
Okay. Well, before we head out of here, we're going to quickly hit on our picks for college NFL. Oklahoma, Texas. I'm going to take Oklahoma here. I know there's going to be probably a lot of people picking Texas, but I do feel like Oklahoma, from what I've seen of them, they look very impressive to me. So I think they pull this one out.
I like Texas, in general, but honestly, with this game, it's good. It's definitely going to be big, but I got Oklahoma winning by 2 touchdowns.
Wait, I thought you said you had picked Texas, but you're picking Oklahoma at 14?
Yep. Personally, I would cheer for Texas. That's what I'm saying. But
I got you.
I got Oklahoma winning by this, and Oklahoma's definitely a top 4 bound team this year.
Yeah, I agree with the 14-point pick. For this next one, though, I'm going to say a much deeper one. Alabama, Texas A&M. I'm going to go Alabama by 27.
Yeah, I was going to go with Alabama by 28, actually. Texas A&M, I believe, is overrated.
Yeah, the fact that A&M had to escape their game with Arkansas, that showed me all I need to know to say this is not a top 25 team. And personally, if A&M was in any other conference, I think they would have been knocked out of the top 25 by now.
They should be back in the Big 12 where they belong. That's where they should be.
They'd probably be much more competitive there, too.
Yeah, and Big 12's only got 10 teams, too. I believe them and Missouri, who are both in the SEC, should go back.
Penn State, Iowa. This is two ranked teams. I had Penn State as a preseason pick by me to win the Big Ten and make the college football playoffs. And I'm going to still keep them rolling with a win. I'm going to say Penn State by 17 here.
I'm going to go with Penn State by 7. That's what I'm going to go with.
All right.
That one's kind of hard to say.
Another one, and this one's going to be tough. Florida State versus Clemson. I like Florida State, but, oh, man. Clemson's going to probably kill them. I'm thinking Clemson by 31 here.
I'm going with Clemson by 28.
All right. And, of course, this is going to be probably the main event of all this week. Florida LSU.
Yeah, that's the game of the week, I believe.
Yeah, I'm guessing maybe that'll be college game day, too. Well, they'll probably do a Red River rivalry for college game day, but this one definitely would have its justification for it. I know a lot of people, I've been seeing like a lot of the talk with LSU, a lot of hype on them. Offense has definitely been putting up points. I'm not so sure with their defense. And I know that defense is much easier to be consistent than an offense is. Sooner or later, they're going to have a bad offensive game. And Florida's probably be one of the better defenses they have played so far. I'm going to take Florida by 3 in LSU.
I'm going with Florida by 7, and that's definitely going to be a tough game right there just to play.
All right. And we got 4 NFL games to finish this out. Eagles, Vikings. I'm going to take Eagles here by 7.
I'm going with Eagles by 17.
All right. Texans, Chiefs. This one's going to be probably 2 playoff teams in the from the AFC. After that loss to Colts, this like we was last week for the Chiefs. I feel like Chiefs are going to rebound here, and so I'm going to take Chiefs by 10.
This one I got Chiefs by 21. I feel like they'll destroy the Texans on this one.
All right. 49ers, Rams. I made the mistake of underestimating the 49ers. They proved against the Browns that they're a very good team. Rams, they have been very inconsistent so far. I'm going to take the 49ers in this one by 14 over the Rams.
I was going to go with Rams by 7 on this one. 49ers, they're starting to come back. I mean, I know they've had some bad seasons recently as well, but I think Rams will pull this one off.
All right. And the last one, I believe this is the Monday night game. Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers.
Yes, sir. Go Lions.
Is that who you're picking?
Yep, that's actually what I'm picking, and that was actually my other favorite NFL team other than the Jaguars. I actually got the Lions by a touchdown, and Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, fantastic quarterback, but that whole NFC North run, I feel like the Bears will probably end up winning the division in the end because they're fantastic, but this will be a good game, but Lions, they've actually been really impressive this year so far. Actually, they played a good game against the Chiefs a few weeks ago as well, and I think the Lions will win it this one.
I will say though, if Chicago wants to win the NFC North, they definitely need to step it up on offense because I think they got like the 30th ranked offense in the league.
Yeah, but I can agree with that. Basically, it's anyone to win the NFC North, but I think most people in general have picked Chicago to win it this year.
Yeah, I picked Chicago. I just saying like they definitely got to step it up on offense as the season goes on.
Their offense has been disappointing.
As for this game, I guess I'll take the opposite of you. I'm going to take the Packers by 7, and I believe this is in Green Bay, correct?
I'm not sure actually. I haven't even looked at it.
Well, I thought it was, but regardless, I'll still pick them. I guess I'll pick the Packers regardless. If it's in Green Bay, I'll take it by 7. If it's in Detroit, I'll take them by 3.
Yeah, like I said, home field advantage, it has an effect on some of these games. But like I said, the Lions aren't really that bad this year, so it should definitely be a close game.
Oh yeah, like they really have looked much better. I just feel like the Packers probably end up having the edge here. Like, it just feels like over the past few years, the Packers basically have had Detroit's number.
Yeah, they definitely had. Anyways, do you have any final thoughts on like any of the high school games for anywhere in the region? North Florida region, Northeast region.
Not really. Like, I feel like we did hit on most of the big matchups. I'm definitely looking forward to the game tomorrow over in Jacksonville, and yeah, hopefully Columbia can pull out the win tomorrow against Lee, and if Gainesville can beat Middleburg tomorrow as well, then it'll be a district clincher for the second year in a row. The last time Columbia has clinched consecutive district championships was 97 through 2000 when they had won 4 in a row. Since then, Columbia has not had back-to-back district titles.
Yeah, the way it's looking, because basically whoever wins that game is most likely to get third in the district, because I believe Middleburg's won 1 or 2 games, and Gainesville hasn't won a game all year, which has been very surprising. But I guess it's just not their year at all.
Definitely not. What game are you looking to check out for tomorrow?
Well, I know I'll be following up with Mandarin and Oakley, but one game, it's a rivalry, and I know these two schools are not normally good at football, but Stanton and Paxton, which is known as the Brain Bowl, will be a good game, probably between both of these two, and I feel like Paxton would win that game by 3 touchdowns, and Stanton has been really struggling this year, but Paxton's actually shown some strength when they play teams like Inglewood and Wolfson.
Well, with all due respect, both those teams are pretty bad, but I'll take Paxton with a win there too.
Yeah, like I said, that's a rivalry game every year they play, and I believe Stanton won last year by a touchdown. I couldn't remember the score, but I remember Stanton winning, and I know I feel like Paxton's a little better than Stanton overall in football. Trying to think of who else is playing. I think Creekside's playing someone tomorrow. I couldn't remember who they're playing though. One game we didn't mention is Fletcher and Buchholz, and Buchholz is, even for as young as they are this year, they actually have been pretty impressive. I think Buchholz might win that one by a touchdown or 2.
Yeah, I'll take Buchholz by 10 there. Fletcher really hasn't really looked as good as I expected, and personally, it's starting to look like Fleming Island might win that district. Fleming Island, they play First Coast. I'm going to say Fleming Island gets that win, and they may actually lock up the district. I don't know who else they have to play, but they're probably right there closing in on it.
Yeah, Fleming Island's looking to take away the district. I think if they beat First Coast, they'll probably decide it because they play most of their district opponents. Because this was, like I said, at the beginning of the year before the season started, I made my district picks, and I think I picked Fletcher to win the whole district. But it was really tough to say. I was debating mostly between Fletcher, First Coast, and Fleming Island at the most. And yeah, First Coast I don't know what's been going on with them exactly. I mean, they have impressive players and they have a great coaching staff, but I don't know exactly what's been going on there, which is why they have the record they have now.
I see that 4Y plays Baldwin. 4Y, they had their quarterback back for the first time all season, but they were stuck with Trini Cavilla last week. I feel like they're still trying to get better. Like, they're probably going to miss the playoffs this year, but they might be good for next year and moving forward because their quarterback's a freshman. But I'm going to take Baldwin here by 10.
Yeah, I was going to pick Baldwin by 17. 4Y they just haven't been impressive this year at all to me at all. Just the way they've been looking.
I see Orange Park versus Baker County. Baker County's dropped 2 in a row. They seem to be in a pretty rough spot. And, yeah, I'll take Orange Park in a close one here.
I was going to say Baker County by 2 touchdowns, but people still should not sleep on Orange Park. They still have the potential to win the district this year.
Gainesville, Middleburg, we mentioned briefly. I know that I talked to Josh, and he really feels like Middleburg's better than their record. I'm still going to say that Gainesville, they're better than an 0-6 team. They nearly knocked off Buchholz last week. I feel like this may be the week where Gainesville may have their best shot of actually winning a game. At this point, if they can't win this week, they're probably going to finish 0-10.
Yeah, I was going to pick Gainesville by 14. And